Hey everyone, it's me, Scott. Might know me also as Scottmas on this channel here. Today I wanted to have a look at some of the Final Fantasy VII news that came out for what I'm calling like the 2021 roadmap. This is coming right after the PlayStation State of Play kind of direct feed that came out on today, which is February 25th. What happened to February already? So yeah, looking at Square Enix today, they dropped 2 trailers in the actual PlayStation State of Play itself, while then releasing 2 other trailers afterwards, just like on their own independent channel, like the Final Fantasy channel. We'll probably show that on screen here. So we're just gonna have a look at all the different trailers here, and I have thoughts. Boy, do I have thoughts. So starting off first, we're gonna start with what's called the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is kind of gonna be their DLC one. So let's have a look at it here.
Quickly! Barret!
Give me a break!
Jesse! Barret!
Where you been?
Tifa! Help me!
Come on! Let's push it past the red line! Now it's my turn! Got your lethal force right here! A touching reunion.
So already what I can kind of see here is, of course, within the title of the trailer itself is Ps5 Announcement trailer, but you can already see how on the PS5 hardware they're using either the 60 FPSs, let's do it again. So you can already see with it being the PS5 announcement trailer, they're kind of already showing off that PS5 footage with it, either showcasing the 60 FPS mode or what's going to be the 4K mode, which they do explain a little bit more in the next trailer when we get to that one. Let's finish off this one first.
Well, guys, your girl finally made it to Midgar. My name is Yuffie, Materia Hunter and Elite Special Forces operative for the new Wutai government. We'll prove to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be trifled with!
So yeah, this is the reveal of Yuffie, who they're going to be putting in with what I'm guessing, yeah, is DLC content here. I don't have any bad feelings about this. I mean, Yuffie does come in the original game. You do have the chance to meet her outside of Midgar once you hit that forested area. So it does make kind of sense. I mean, she already has crossed the entire world to try to get all the way to Midgar. So this is where I'm saying this is as part of the remake of it all. They're bringing her over. In which, let's see exactly what it is she's going to be doing with us.
Members of Avalanche, we got this!
I'm back.
Ah, there you are. Someone's been expecting you.
What took you?
Sorry about that. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I'm Sonon Kusakabe.
Okay, so we have this new character, Sonon, if I'm saying that right, who is, I'm guessing, accompanying Yuffie. We also have this other mystery lady. I don't know if they properly revealed her name or anything with it. But one thing I do want to point out as well is that it looks like we're out now actually looking at the Avalanche hideout. I'm guessing this is probably the one that's underneath Tifa's bar that we never actually got a chance in the remake itself to go down into. Barret made sure that nobody's getting in here except Avalanche themselves. So it's cool to finally see this part of the hideout. I mean, obviously a year too late, but we'll take it as it comes. So yeah, let's keep going with it.
Where's Cloud?
We lost him.
You what?
He will be okay, though, right?
Well, of course he will.
They're the ones who blew up the reactors.
Cool. Should we say hi?
No, better not. After what they've done, you gotta assume Shinra's on their tail.
Look, a Moogle!
Stop!
We gotta help.
Just stopping here for just another second. Just based off of like Tifa and Barrett's reaction there, it looks like this is taking place after the Reactor 5 explosion, after like Cloud drops down into the Sector 5 slums and meets up with Aerith. So now we're just kind of getting that little bit filler of like, hey, what all was going on with Tifa and Barrett then, and now obviously they're bringing in more of that Yuffie side story.
Should probably get moving.
Got it.
Whatever it is they're planning, you're better off out of it.
They deserve what's coming to them.
Yeah, they do, but I'm not your sister.
There you are.
Who are these jerks?
No clue. It just appeared.
Okay, so like this is one thing that for sure caught my attention. So looking at the outfit on these guys, exact same stuff as like I believe it's called like the Deep Underground. But like it's basically like the branch off organization of Shinra that comes up in Dirge of Cerberus, which if you remember, like in that, yeah, that was Vincent's game, but like Yuffie was like the second primary FF7 character in that, so I guess like it kind of ties together a little bit with that, and like that's where she's gonna have maybe a little bit more, well, obviously she's just meeting these guys for the first time.
No clue. It just appeared.
Now, let the hunt begin!
Okay, so obviously with this final frame showing off silver-haired dude, no, it's not Sephiroth again, this is actually one of the bosses and one of the Deep Underground dudes who helps like kind of run everything there, Weiss, who is kind of like... Is he like another further clone of like Hojo or something? I forget what it all is. But yeah, no, he's like one of the final big bads that you have to fight in that game. And then yeah, coming out in June 10th there. So just a couple months off here to enjoy and have some fun with some new DLC. You know, I would imagine that, yeah, probably tons of people were stoked and excited and wanted to have like a new like part 2 teaser or something for it, but I still think that's honestly like 2 or 3 years out from now, and like that's pretty much maybe only going to be like PS5 exclusive, just depending on what they want to do kind of engine wise with the game and everything. So yeah, so let's queue up the next trailer here, in which this one is the FF7 Remake Intergrade, the PS5 features video. So this is the one that goes a little bit more into like some of the technicals that they're going to be doing with not really porting, but like kind of porting, but like also making or like what you can expect by popping in FF7 Remake into a PS5. So let's go.
Get down here, Merc.
Obviously the primary thing they've been just more or less showing off so far is just like all your textures, what with being able to actually get like a nice full like proper native 4K on like the PS5. I'm not exactly sure if they had proper native 4K on like the PS4 Pro version. It would have only been available on that. I was an absolute schlub and was only able to play it like on a PS4 Slim, so good old 1080. But yeah, like it's definitely nice to see that 4K texture pack to it. Some volumetric fog effects. You know, sometimes like you're able to toggle that on and off, but it just, if you want it on, it helps create just a little bit more ambiance, in which, just with what I'm showing off here with Cloud being in the train graveyard, obviously makes it a little bit more spooky and all that. Oh yeah, so like a big thing is with lighting. Nice to have like a little bit better lighting effects to it. Okay, yeah, so like right here where when Cloud is like kind of walking around inside Shinra, you get to see like a little bit more of those sparkle effects coming from like outside lights on there, as opposed to like on the PS4 version where it's just like we kind of just like have our main lighting on just kind of like the general environment and on like the character models themselves, but for having a little bit more of like that effect lighting going around and like having it properly interact with like glass or like other lights around the room, we'll be able to see a little bit more of that come through. Okay, so this is where they mentioned both a performance optimization mode and like a graphics performance mode. Just difference between that, which I think this is still just mostly a limitation of the Unreal 4 engine and not the PS5 itself. Is just, hey, like you can either have 4K at 30 FPS or it'll be 1080p at 60 FPS. I myself like to play a little bit more with more frame rate on it, and then just have like a little bit more of like those kind of dirty graphics to it, just so that with that you can see like a cleaner flow of like the action and everything that's going on. But like sometimes when like I'm just hanging around in like a town or something, I'll just toggle it over to like 4K to like actually get to see like the entirety of the environment and just how kind of crisp it can kind of look when not as much is going on, and I can kind of just enjoy a little bit more of like the ambiance of like this city. Yeah, like instant load times. I mean, it goes part and parcel with like your new hardware. PS5 and like Xbox Series X are like crushing it when it comes to like the loading departments. Actually, just a like further comment above this, this is kind of where now a lot of like the loading tricks that they had initially put in FF7 Remake are gonna stand out like a sore thumb. So like on the older hardware, they would use like your extended like hallway stuff as kind of like little like buffer zones for them to like load up as many chunks of like the next area as it possibly could. However, on the new hardware, it's already loading things at like lightning speeds, with like just the amount of like available RAM and kind of like all that other technical stuff that I can't remember right now on hand. So like that's where it's gonna be like, okay, I'm spending like 30 seconds going through like this hallway area. Can I get to like the actual area now, please, and keep playing the game? I would like to do that. I feel like we're going to be getting a little bit more of that while playing it on PS5.
That's how ninjas do it.
Yep.
I will comment that, yeah, like they've stayed nice and true to her outfit and everything. Don't forget, she's only 16. So one thing I'm curious about here is if you own a copy of PS4 version, upgrade to PS5 version for free. Is that digital only? Because like I have the discs for it. Like I got the disc nice and early. I got pre-ordered the special edition, and I got the game like a whole week early, so I was able to crush through it a whole bunch. But just like with what I know of the PlayStation Network and everything, will it be able to like recognize that like I have and I've played the game like a lot? Or is it gonna just be like, oh, you don't have the digital, so you don't actually own it? Thanks, Sony. Okay, so that was a breakdown of the technicals and everything. Once I have a PS5, I for sure want to kind of run through it again and kind of enjoy just kind of like the fun, smooth action of it all again. And as well, like when the Yuffie DLC comes out, gonna have some fun with that. Moving on now to the other announcements that Square had today in regards to Final Fantasy VII. So this is now the Final Fantasy Ever Crisis teaser trailer that we're gonna go into, which I have some thoughts, but let's have a quick look at it first. iOS and Android. Okay, so yeah, for sure a few thoughts. One is, I mean, I already gave you the eye roll for iOS and Android. Thank you, Square. Why not switch? In regards to the art style, this kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition that came out a couple years back after FF15 came out. Obviously, it's not exactly the same, but with it going like a little bit more chibi in style, but they're still using kind of like more of those adapted environments. That's like a mix between original FF7 and now FF7 Remake, just with like what they've shown off so far. I mean, it looks neat. I mean, yeah, we're reimagining this game for like the 100th time at this point. In regards to like the combat they show off here, obviously once again adapted more so for like mobile. Like I'm wondering if it's just like, hey, let's just like relive some like big epic moments from FF7. Obviously they're probably not going to have like go fight a bunch of goblins or a bunch of Shinra soldiers, gain XP, or like you just get into like your boss fights and show that off. I am loving the character portraits that they show off in it, to the point where I think like they should go back in FF7 Remake, use those character portraits instead of like the 3D models in like the menu. Just because like it's really clean. I would say it's very reminiscent of like some art that like FF is known for. Like it reminds me of like FF12 or FF Tactics art, which I just love that style. And then yeah, them showing off that like they're doing not only just FF7 stuff, but like Crisis Core, Advent Children, Dirge of Cerberus, and even before Crisis. I think that's neat. Obviously, with it only coming to iOS and Android, Like, I might give it a try there, but I would much prefer if, like, hey, Square, let's put, like, your video games on video game platforms, not mobile. Come on! So, yeah, that's everything I have for the Ever Crisis teaser. And now we have the first Soldier teaser trailer, which, let me tell you, boys and girls, this is not what I was expecting for a Final Fantasy property. I don't want to hit the play button, but here we go. Why a Battle Royale? Why? Like, I get it. Like, Fortnite and Battle Royales are like the hot things. Why Final Fantasy? Why? Let's just keep going. Okay, so this is where I'm just taking huge umbrage with, like, all of it. Why does it say history's first soldier when all they're doing is using, like, guns? When I think of, like, soldier, I think of, like, badass mutated super soldiers with, like, swords and magic and everything, which, yeah, sure, I guess, like, they still have magic there, because, I mean, it's they're still gonna try to keep it Final Fantasy and have, like, some classic magic in there, but it's all guns. Why not make it like a Turks game? Okay, like, that's what they had with, like, Before Crisis, and, like, what you kind of do with Dirge of Cerberus, with Vincent being a former Turk, and with Before Crisis being all about Turks. They then can all have guns and stuff. So, like, why did they need to make it soldier stuff? Makes no goddamn sense. This is where I say, thank God it's going to iOS and Android. May it go there and die a swift death. For being, like, just an old school Final Fantasy fan, so, like, I grew up, like, on all the old stuff. I don't even recognize this as, like, Final Fantasy anymore. It's like, sure, we had Ifrit in there, and, like, he used some fire spells, and they had the word Shinra in there, but everything else was a complete departure from everything I love about this franchise. Well, for, the whole one step we took forward with it all, we're going to be taking one giant step back. Not the news I was all expecting today. I was kind of hoping and expecting way more, but we got what we got. At least, like, I don't know, PS5 stuff looks good, and it'll be fun to do Yuffie Ninja stuff. She hopefully won't be as terrible as, what she was in, like, Kingdom Hearts or, like, original FF7. That's just me upsetting Yuffie stands out there. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching my video. Please tell me your thoughts about it all, if this is what you're expecting for, like, Final Fantasy news today, this month, this year. We've had, like, other better news so far. If you, like, want to get super hyped about FF stuff, go check out, like, the FF14 Endwalker stuff. Love that. But for, the roadmap that is FF7 Remake, where are we going, guys? Tell me, please. I'd love to know. Okay, that's it. Bye.